Hey everyone, Madonna fans and friends, welcome to another special anniversary edition of our channel. We're celebrating the 40th anniversary of, you guessed it, Desperately Seeking Susan, Madonna's first major movie. And it's so exciting to be able to talk about this. One of my favorite movies, not my favorite, but one of my favorites. And of course, indicative of the 80s, such a moment. So we're going to get into all the facts and all the special things, trivias that we usually do. And we love to hear your memories of this movie as well. So let's get into it. Desperately Seeking Susan was released on March 29th, 1985, and I somehow thought it was the 31st. I don't know why. I knew it was the end of March, so I'm in the ballpark. But March 29th, 1985, I didn't get to see this in the theater as I was, my first Madonna movie was Dick Tracy, but oh my God, I would have loved to have gone. I mean, her look was everywhere. We were so obsessed with her at the time. And it turned out everyone did go see this movie as it was in the top, I think it was number 31 for the year of 1985. It ranked and considered one of her best, critically acclaimed for her first time out acting because in Vision Quest she was just playing herself, kind of a singer. But amazing. I thought I heard somewhere that it was in the top 10 of the top 10 movies of 1985. I'm not sure who had ranked it, but they mentioned many of the big ones, Enemy, Rolling Stone, um, giving this a big thumbs up, and we could see just how amazing this is with Madonna's fresh and natural performance in this movie, alongside actors like Aidan Quinn and Rosanna Arquette, who was initially the main draw of the movie. But Madonna Mini had swept at that point, with the Like a Virgin album videos and, of course, Crazy for You. So everyone was into Madonna at this point, um, and her iconic look in the movie. So did you go see the movie when it came out in the theater in the end of March in 1985? Tell us in the comments what your experience was the first time you saw it. If not, like me, you saw it later on. I saw it when got a VHS copy and saw it finally. Let us know what you think in the comments. Speaking of Madonna Mania, when the movie came out, of course, there was a premiere, and Madonna hasn't been to all of her movie premieres, or there haven't been premieres for every movie, but there definitely was for this one, and it was basically a Madonna event. I remember seeing the footage. They all had given away like the movie posters and I think there was jackets, other memorabilia that they gave away. So the fans were all there. Now I want to say this was in where L.A. I want to say by the theater there, where they have the Oscars and stuff, but I could be wrong. So you guys will have to correct me, but she looked amazing. She had the beautiful white dress and fur stole. That we saw kind of a bit of this outfit on the cover of Rolling Stone. We'll get to memorabilia later, but she looked amazing. She was talking to the press and sharing her thoughts on just the craziness seeing everyone had come out to celebrate this movie. So, what did you think of Madonna's look at the premiere and all this footage? It's quite a bit of photos and footages, I think, on YouTube to celebrate that. And I love seeing her, in her elements. This was like, she was just about to go on tour, the Virgin tour, of course, we know in the beginning of April. So she had that coming. And this was a big moment as well. And she'd been on the heels of Material Girl and all the other things that had just happened. And so it was just a big moment for Madonna. And I love seeing these photos. I have a little collectible I made with her, one of the pictures from the premiere, and it's like the letter M and next to it. It's just so beautiful. So anyway, let us know what you think of the premiere and how you saw it for the first time. Now we got to talk about the collectibles, and boy, there are a lot of them, I have to say. I mean, at least for my own collection, there's a lot. Um, right away, we can talk about the posters, and they were some of my very first Madonna posters. I remember got them from a movie rental place three different ones. Of course, the iconic with the jacket, and then there were other scenes from the movie. But there are lots of other things that I have found along the way. There was a movie book, novel book with photos. I have that. There's also something that was like a precursor to the Laserdisc. I found it at the thrift store back in the 90s, and it was Desperate Seeking Susan with a kind of a black record that you play the movie. I don't know if you guys know anything about that one or if you know what that is, if it's related to the Laserdisc. But that's really cool. Of course, there's a CD soundtrack with just the music from the movie. Um, Not her song that we're hearing in the background. But there was a lot for Into the Groove. Into the Groove, remember, as a single came out, and it was on the B side of Angel with photos from the movie, and became one of the biggest selling singles of all time, of Madonna's career of all time. So that was a huge moment. Um, and as we see here, some of the clothing that she's wearing because everyone wants that jacket. So they were selling the jacket and the boots official. I never was able to get them. I didn't even know about them till much later on. But they go for a lot of money on eBay. So if you have bought this jacket or these boots, or the boots, I don't think they're pictured here, but if you bought the boots, let us know. Or any other Desperately Seeking Susan memorabilia that you have. Let's not forget, she made the cover of Rolling Stone with Rosanna Arquette for this movie. There may have been many other covers for the movie from different magazines. And of course, the DVD has some extras in it, commentary, which it's fascinating stuff. We'll get into that. But what kind of Madonna, Desperately Seeking Susan, a merchandise memorabilia did you collect or have gotten since? And let us know. Do you have the jacket? Do you have anything else that was brought out, like the heart buttons? Remember the heart buttons? Those are really hard to find. There's a shaped heart picture disc for Desperately Seeking Susan. I don't know if that's what's on, if it's related to it, what's on the picture disc, but it does have their picture together, many posters, postcards, you name it. So let's get into the merchandise and let us know what you got. And now for a little bit of trivia and extras. And we talked about this in a Tuesday trivia recently. Actually, I think that was our first Tuesday trivia, that there's an alternate ending to this movie. If you have been able to see it, it's on YouTube. If you look it up, Desperately Seeking Susan, alternate ending. And let us know what you think of that. On the special edition Desperately Seeking Susan DVD that I have, that was included, as well as commentary, which was really fascinating. Susan Seidelman, of course, directed this movie, which is so cool when you think about it, because she was already working with Mary Lambert as a director for her music videos, like a Virgin Material Girl, and then go to a female movie director, probably inspired Madonna a lot to do some directing of her own later on, and as we know, she did with W.E. But um, working with Susan Seidelman, and she's on the commentary talking about some of her first experiences with Madonna, how Madonna was kind of like, hey, I'll do anything to be in this movie. I'll do anything to have, the coverage and be a feature in a feature film. So Madonna was definitely gung ho for it, and I think in the beginning they may have been, I forget the other actress that they were thinking to have instead of her. Um, was that Melanie Griffith or someone? You'll guys have to tell me in the comments, but she wasn't like the first pick, but because her star was rising, they went with her at the end of it. So I'm so happy that they did. It did definitely bring a different energy to the movie because originally the character was written to be just kind of kooky and uh, and different, but not necessarily the iconic. When Madonna shows up on the screen, you definitely want to be like her. You can imagine Rosanna's character being interested in being dressing like her, being like her. And speaking of Rosanna, I mean, she recently talked about it, in an interview. And before, back then, there was kind of a controversy because Rosanna felt she was the main character, and then Madonna kind of took over the movie, and she wondered how this turned into a Madonna movie. But I think she's buried the hatchet since then and considers it one of the special movies of her career. Um, so, there was just that little bit of TIFF controversy, nothing major. Nobody could really see watching the movie anything controversial in it. It was maybe the pyramid, if they had some issue with the pyramid or anything like that. But tell us what some of your favorite scenes from the movie, the iconic scenes. I was just in Jersey, we thought you were dead. I was just in Jersey is a favorite one for a lot of people. Or, just um, when she had the jacket on and was walking around New York. Um, let us know what some of your favorite scenes are and share them with us in the comments. I want to thank you for watching this anniversary episode of Desperately Seeking Susan. It's hard to believe it's been 40 years since it came out, and I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts. I mean, of course, I didn't see it in the theater, wished I had, but I got to see it later, and yeah, I'm just like everyone else on the boat here. It's an absolutely amazing movie. I love it. The scenes are iconic in New York. It's obviously a tribute to New York in that time. We didn't really think of it like that at the time because it was current, but now it's such a historic snapshot of all those places that no longer exist. And Madonna, of course, for all of us, is the draw. Her style, the way that she is portrayed in this film, isn't just as Madonna. I feel like it's a very fresh role for her. She got a chance to really bring her own style to it, of course, but also she became Susan in so many ways. I just can't imagine anyone else playing this role. And um, it's a fun caper movie. On top of which, the idea that mistaken identity, having amnesia, and not knowing who you are, and then you're wearing this jacket and you're trying to discover yourself. And she's Rosanna's Arquette's character. She got to come out and become her own person through this change of identity and becoming Susan for a short time. She became better. She became better at being Rosanna. I mean, not Rosanna, but oh, what's her character's name in the movie? Oh my God, I'm Roberta. She becomes better at being herself, Roberta, and becoming who she was meant to be. So it's a very motivational movie as well. So I just feel it's a great time to have, if you're in that mood for a little bit of nostalgia, but also a great storyline. So how many times have you guys watched it? I know I've watched it quite a few times. It's not my go-to. Who's That Girl's my go-to, but it's definitely up there. And I want to dedicate this anniversary episode, of course, to Mark Blum, who passed away at the beginning of COVID. A great character in this movie, and we just want to say how much we miss you, and we're sad. Losing. I remember hearing about that. It was like one of the first casualties of COVID. So we'll always have you in this movie to remember by, and so we send that tribute out. And we also thank you all for watching this and share your thoughts on any of the aspects of the movie that you love. Tell us some of your favorite scenes. Tell us some of your favorite memorabilia. Anything you want to share. How you love Into the Groove so much, and I do too. And thank you guys. And I will see you next week for Tuesday trivia. Dance and sing, get up and do your thing. Thank you for joining us here at Madonna Everybody Fan Club channel, and I hope you enjoyed our latest video. I hope that you will join us here by liking and subscribing. And also, we have social media with Facebook. We have Madonna Everybody Fan Club, over 5,000 Madonna fans to join. And we have an Instagram at Madonna EFC. So make sure you check those out, as well as a page on Facebook, Madonna Everybody Fan Club, to follow. So definitely check out those social media platforms and join us there. We have contests, we have Fan of the Month, and we have features and lots of great fans to meet. But more importantly, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment on this video and let us know if there's anything you'd like us to talk about or any future video topics you'd like to see. And thank you again for joining our Madonna family. Music does make the people come together. Thanks, everyone.